Recently, we had the fish wizard himself, Josh Nolan, in the house to set his first ever pressure test. I'm going to show you my fish batter. It has a unique ingredient in it that makes it 10 times better than any other batter you've ever had. So, what's that unique ingredient, you may ask? Vodka. Why do we use vodka in the batter? So vodka, it evaporates quicker than what water would. So that's why it puffs up and that's why it goes crispy. You can do a thinner style batter and it goes so much more crispy than any other batter you've had. So I have 2 different flours here, which is going to be the base of our batter. I've got self-raising flour. Why self-raising? Because it does have baking powder in it. It's also going to make the batter puff up a little and make it nice and light. So 100 grams of that. And then rice flour. This is what's going to make it really, really crispy as well. So 100 grams of that, equal parts. So from there, we're just going to give it a little pinch of sea salt because we want the batter to be seasoned so it does taste as good as it possibly can. Then I got 75 mils of vodka. Now, don't worry about the alcohol. As soon as it hits our hot oil, it is going to burn off. And as I said, this is the one that is going to make it light and crispy. So don't be afraid. And then we've got beer, because it was always beer batter as a kid. With the amount of beer, we're just looking for a textural thing. We want it kind of lighter than what your old school fish batter would be. So let's just start. Remember, you can always add more. It's tough to go back. So we'll whisk in all these ingredients together. I'm definitely gonna need more beer. Cold beer is the go, and I've used a lager here. We don't want too much flavour out of the beer itself. Again, when it's cold and it's bubbly, then it makes it puff even more and gets nice and crispy. So these are all things that make the difference with a perfect fish batter. So we'll whisk all that in together, making sure we've got no lumps. So that was a schooner, so I reckon we've used probably a little over 100 mils there. 125 mils, and this is kind of what we're looking for. So see how it's not like really, really thick? It's a little bit lighter. That's what we want. Okay, we are there on our batter. And this is what we're looking for. See how in the bowl, there's a heap of bubbles. Thumbs up for that. I've got a couple of nice pieces of snapper here, and they've still got a bit of size to them. You know, we don't want a really thin fish because we need the batter to be in the oil hot enough for it to get some caramelization, but also to crisp up. So we want a decent thickness on our fish. And then we're just gonna dredge it in our batter. And then we're taking it over to our fryer. Let most of it kind of fall off. And then when we dredge it in, just hold it above the batter and start to wave it in. The last thing we want our batter to do is stick to the bottom of our fryer. So waving it in just makes that nice crisp surface before it actually goes to the bottom of the oil. So we have got some good things happening in here. If you see in, all of the batter that kind of dripped off, it's gone in the fryer, it's light, it's airy, it's starting to go crispy, so you know you're onto a good thing. If you don't have a deep fryer at home, I've got my oil at 180 degrees. You could just do it in a large frying pan or a large pot. For my piece of fish here, I reckon 4.5 minutes. We want it to go crispy. We want it to go a touch golden. It's not going to be that really dark golden color that you get because we've got nice fresh oil in here. One of the things that when you go to the fish and chip shop, the oil has just been smashed with fish and chips. And that makes the oil go darker, and then anything that goes in that oil will naturally be darker. So if it comes out a little bit lighter than your old school fish and chip shop, don't worry about it. Got 4 minutes is up. I reckon we're looking the goods here. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I've got a rack, which we're gonna sit the fish on, but she is crispy. See all those little gnarly crispy bits as well? They're light and they're airy because of the vodka, because the beer was cold, and the crispiness is because of the 2 flours that we've used, the self-raising flour and the rice flour. So as soon as it comes out, a wee bit of salt over the top. And now, because we can, we're gonna go with round 2. So another piece, we'll dredge it in, then over to our fryer. OMG. Look at that thing. Crispy, crunchy, golden goodness. So we'll go onto our resting rack again, straight away, in with the salt, because that's when it's going to take the salt on when it's nice and hot. So 2 pieces of fish with our crispy vodka batter. I think it looks good. You've got to think that that looks good. Like, that looks unbelievable. It's crispy, it's gnarly, it's golden. That is my go-to fish batter. But next time you're doing fish and chips, give this one a go, because you won't be disappointed. Hear that? Oh, I don't get excited over my own food, but I am. Just drop it.